Welcome dear all. So today we start with contract costing. Contract costing is also known as terminal costing, and it is also, we can say, it is a special type of job costing. Now when I say special, the thing is that if I want to explain what is contract, so I can say a contract is a special cost center where the things are being executed as per the customer's order. So customer's order or the customer's specification. So whatever the customer wants, that thing have to be completed, and a contract is entered into between the contractor and contractee. Example, if a resort is to be built and contractor A is given the contract of building up of that contract by B. So B is contractee, A is contractor, A has to do the whole work, and now they both agree for a price. That price is known as contract price. Now, what are the features of the contract? Features, firstly, that the execution of the contract is done at site. Now this site may be a place away from the contractor's place. Just now we have said a resort is to be made. So if a resort is to be made, that is neither a place which is belonging to A's premises, or neither it is B's premises, it is somewhere outside. There they are going to, so at a site. Then the duration of the contract may be days, months, weeks, or years. So that is why, because the duration is much more, so we need to calculate the notional profit, which we'll be discussing later on. Then what is the nature of the cost? The cost mostly involved is direct cost. The direct cost percentage is high, and indirect cost, that is overheads, are less. And each contract is given a separate number. Each contract has a separate number, and its account is maintained in the books of contractor. In the books of contractor, and profit and loss is calculated on the particular contract. Now, what are the various types of contract? Let us go into that detail. So when I say types of contract, firstly, it can be fixed price contract. Fixed price contract, let's say they both agreed to make that resort for rupees 20 lakh. So 20 lakh rupees, that is the fixed price contract. Or the number two is, means the price, both know that how much is to be received and paid on the completion. And then B is that fixed price contracts, but they are subject to escalation clause. So just like an escalator, the things go high or they fall. So similarly, material prices may be changing with the passage of time. So this clause provides that in case prices of raw material or labor, which are specified in the contract, so during the period of contract, if they change beyond a specified limit, if they change beyond that specified limit, then an agreement is signed, that is, the contract price would be suitably adjusted. When we say suitably adjusted, what that means? In case of rise in prices, if the contract price, let's say the raw material prices and the labor price, they increase. So, and if they increase beyond a certain limit, then the contract price will increase. That is, contractee will make the payment to contractor, the additional part. And then in case the prices fall, then what will happen? Contractor will give rebate to contractee in the contract price. So means it is a clause which is for the betterment of both the parties, that it safeguards the interest of the contractee also and contractor also in both the circumstances. That is the fluctuation of prices, whether they are on the showing higher trend or a downward trend. So then the next is the C category, that is they are the cost plus contracts. So cost plus, as the name suggesting, cost will be taken, plus means the certain profit. So this is a method in which we can say that in advance we are not able to estimate the exact cost of the contract. So in that case, both the parties, they agree into this cost plus contract. Contractor will receive his total cost. He is happy with this, that he will get all cost and he will get a profit percentage also. And contractee is happy in this case that he knows that what for he is going to pay. He is not being charged exorbitant. Whatever the actual cost has been incurred by the contractor, so he will be paying accordingly only. He is not paying more and he is paying a reasonable profit also. So this ensures fair price also of the contract, and provided the books or the documents on the basis of which this whole contract is to be cost is to be calculated should be kept fair and true. Only then this method is very much successful. So these are the type of contracts. You can even have one more category, that is the subcontracts. Now what are subcontracts? When I say that a resort is to be built, now the contractor, let's say he is given the overall charge. He cannot do every part, everything finished to the best of his ability in this resort. So what he does, he further gives subcontracts. Let's say for electricity fitting, he is giving contract to X. Then for sanitary, all that supply and water supply, let's say, that fittings are being done by, let's say, Y. So these people are subcontractors. A is the contractor. A will receive money from the contractee and he will further pay to these people, the one who are subcontractors. Is it clear? So we can say that these people are performing certain work on his behalf and that's why they are getting paid. And main thing is they want to have the execution of the main task being done in a proper way. So likely, let's say the marble and tiles, that adjustment in the whole building is to be done by, let's say, Z. So these XYZ are subcontractors over here. Now let us have a look at how a contract account looks like. So if we want to make a contract account, there will be contract account and a certain number. If we have say number 101 or 102, then you have these columns, that is the particulars and amount, particulars and amount. Suppose you are preparing contract account for the year. So accordingly, we will be writing contract account number this for the year ending, or for whatever time period we are making, we will be accordingly writing it down. Now, which items we usually write? Let us have a look at that. We have materials, we have direct labor, we have direct expenses, which are also known as site expenses. We have overheads. Now, these overheads may be the office overheads, which are being apportioned, the head office expenses, which are being apportioned over here. So these overheads, the share of overheads. Then we have the depreciation part of plant and machinery. So then the cost of subcontracts, which we were paying to XYZ as we discussed. Then any additional, any extra work which is being done, that will be appearing over here, that we'll be mentioning. Then we have on this side, so we will be writing all the amounts over here. Then let's say you have certain items. I wrote direct material on this side. Suppose we have certain materials which we have returned to stores, or we have certain plant which is not required now and we have returned that to stores. So we will be mentioning about it on the credit side of the contract. So I'll be writing it over here. By materials returned to stores. Then by plant and machinery returned to stores. So here one more thing will happen. We will be writing the name of the contractee, but this is only when the contract is completed. अगर contract complete नहीं है, then we are not supposed to write contractee's name. Otherwise, ये नाम आना ही तब है in books when contract is completed. Otherwise, what will be the name? Otherwise, the thing is in progress, work in progress. So we'll be writing by work in progress. So when I write work in progress, so this work in progress is going to have two parts. One is for which the certificate has been received for completion. That is the value of work certified. And the other one is that work which is not yet certified, but the cost has been incurred for that. So it is cost of work uncertified. So I hope this is clear. These are the things which are going to appear in the debit and credit side, and of course, as and as you will be practicing with the numericals, so you'll be getting clearer about this thing. Now, one thing more, suppose we are doing question only till this part. That is, the let's say contract is over and we have returned the surplus material to store, and we have returned the machinery also left over to stores, and contractee name is appearing now on the credit side. So by contractee, and the contract is complete, as you can see. Suppose account is only of this much. Then what is going to be the balancing figure? Then the balancing figure, suppose if we don't consider this part, then the balancing figure will be to profit and loss in case there is profit. We will be transferring it directly to profit and loss because the contract is complete within the same financial year in which it started. Clear? So, but suppose contract is still in progress. So if it is in progress, we hide this part. We hide this contractee's name, with this is not going to appear now. So what are we writing? We are writing by work in progress, and two things are appearing: value of work certified and cost of work uncertified. When I write these two things, it means The profit which we are going to get over here now as a balancing figure, that is not the real profit, because real profit can be calculated only when the whole contract is complete. So now what will be the name? So in that case, the name will be to notional profit. I hope till here it is clear. And this notional profit will be carried down. We'll be doing the totals over here as we do. And this notional profit carried down will be brought down over here. So we'll be writing down by notional profit. Here it is carried down, and on this side it will be by notional profit brought down. So I write down notional profit brought down. This notional profit is going to be divided into two parts now. One is to be transferred, इसका एक हिस्सा होगा actual profit, which will be transferred to P&L account, and the balancing part, which we treat it as a reserve, will be transferred to work in progress account. If you know this performer well, you will be able to do any sort of question plus with the table which I am going to tell you just after this page. So I hope these points are clear to you. Once the notional profit is calculated, we need to know about that how much portion is to be transferred to P&L. For this chart is to be remembered. So we have that in case, let's divide it into two parts. On one side we'll be writing down the completion percentage of the contract, and the other side amount to be credited to P&L. So let's say if we have work completed is less than 25%, then nothing is to be transferred to P&L. Instead, the balance is to be transferred to work in progress account. So I'll be writing it like this. So balance is to be transferred to work in progress account. Nothing will be credited to P&L account. In case this completion percentage of the contract is more than equal to 25% but less than 50%. So formula to be used is notional profit, which we have calculated. How we calculated? Let me show. We made this contract account, and this contractee is not going to appear because work in progress tells that contract is still going on. So we have notional profit over here. We'll be putting work in progress account these figures, and then we have the notional profit calculated. So this notional profit is to be taken in this formula: notional profit into 1/3 into cash received over work certified. So we have this thing, the formula. So these are the formulas which will be using when the contract has sufficiently advanced. That is, this formula is being used when the contract in its initial stages. So I can write it over here, initial stages. So this part, the first part. And these two formulas are being used when the contract has sufficiently advanced. And now is the last part, when the contracts are nearing completion. When the contracts are nearing completion, then in that case, nearing completion means we can say more than 90% is complete, and the question will give us this hint that the contracts are nearing completion, and how we have to calculate the amount which we have to transfer to P&L will be this thing would be mentioned in the question rather. So how we proceed is, in these methods, instead of notional profit, we calculate the estimated profit. The steps of estimated profit calculation will be told. I'll be discussing it. So estimated profit into value of work certified divided by contract price. This formula can be used, or the formula will be estimated profit into work certified by contract price into cash received by work certified, or formula used can be estimated profit into cost of work to date divided by estimated total cost. These we'll be discussing. I'm just putting up the formulas for you all on one page. Or it can be the same formula but multiplied with cash received by work certified. So these are the formulas which are being used. So first one, when it is less than 25%, it shows that the contract is in initial stages. These two formulas are to be used when the contract has sufficiently advanced. And these formulas, any of these formulas, there are these formulas which we have written over here. So these are the formulas which are used when the contracts are nearing completion. So we will be, before proceeding with the numerical part, once again I would like to make the thing clear what is work certified and what is the cost of work uncertified. Work certified, or if I say the value of work certified, what does this show? Value of work certified is that it is normal practice, if we say in case of large contracts, that the contractee pay the sum to the contractor on the basis of the work which is done by them. Means the contractor will like to have the payment. He will not wait for 4 or 5 years. So he will ask contractee that you make the payment to me. And contractee is supposed to make payment to contractor on the basis of the work he has done. Now how to calculate this work done? When we say percentages have to be calculated, formula used is to be work certified value divided by contract price into 100. We will be getting to know how much percentage of work has been done, or the percentage completion of the contract we can calculate. Now on the basis of this certificate, the percentage of completion, what will happen? The contractee will it will facilitate as a base for making of the payment by the contractee, and the amount which is left, let's say 1 lakh was the contract price, and percentage completion shows, this is the contract price, percentage completion shows 50% work has been done. So let's say 50,000 rupees work has been done. But contractee will not make payment of 50,000. He will, let's say, give only 80% of this. He will not pay 20%. So this 20% figure which the contractee is going to keep with himself is what? That is the retention money. And he is going to make payment only of the 80% of the amount for which the certificate has been received. I hope this is clear to you. And what is uncertified? Uncertified is, let's say the architect or the surveyor, they visit the contractor site where the work is being executed on 1st December, let's say, if they are following a calendar year, suppose. And till 21st December, they were able to make all the investigation that how much work is done, whatever. They issued certificate, they came back. Now from this date, 21st to 31st December, year has not ended, work is still being done. And during this year, during this time period of the year, work is being done but no certificate has been received for the same. So it is cost of work uncertified. And they received certificate up to this thing, of which value? Value, when I say value, you can understand it means cost of work plus a certain percentage of profit also. That is why we are saying value. Value is being received. There I am not using the word cost of work certified. I am using the word value of work certified. Why? Because certain percentage of profit is also being made available to the contractor by the contractee when he makes the payment. And over here the certificate is not being received. That is why we say cost of work uncertified. So that's it. In the next video tutorial we'll be starting with the numerical aspect. Thank you.